Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. So right now I'm recording this small video as I'm just going to practice the technical demo part, and that's it. Let's get started. So this is the backend, and the first thing we want to do is to find the reset task because we don't want to have any task, any images, because remember we are going to upload file idempotently. So this might, so we need a clean slate when starting. So we just run it, run the file. It will check if there is any file existing here. So we are going to manually store the files here. But first, let's delete everything. We also need to ensure that we are Rails DB reset. We reset the database completely. So we've deleted all the files and we reset the database. So it looks good. It looks really good. Let's get started. So let's run our backend. It's going to give us an indication that it's running. No, I just missed it. File upload. So here. Server, this one was for the rake task, and this one is for the server. We're also going to do the same with the frontend and gserve. Okay, this is for the Angular part. It's going to load in a few moments. And our good old website is going to launch. Here is it. This is a demo website. It's based on Angular, and I just put the name Angular file upload because this is a Google conference, Google centered, and Angular is one of their framework that's super successful. Okay, let's get started. Right now, what I want to do is to go on the get some file. So let's just check this file variables. If you tell me files variable uploaded successfully, well done. Right now we even have the size, we have the variable name. So this is an idempotent file system. So what if this is a scenario we are going to see is that I upload my, let's say, my folder, and I forget my file, that is. I try again, it tells us to have already uploaded this file, the variables, the name, the original name, but the most important part is the checksum, all right? So let us think. Okay, that's good. Let us try to trick it as well. So here what I did is I created another file. It's the same file. I copy pasted it and I just added a 2 with it already. There should be some difference. So it tells me, yes, you've already updated these 5 variables too. The checksum is the same actually because checksum is unique. Depending on the algorithm that you use, the checksum is unique. So it won't, but let's see, does it continue to work? So the rest continues working, and these files are just some programming software development memes. I find it quite funny. Alright, so it's working. Let's just have a look on the codes to see how we did that. We call that a code walkthrough. Okay, let's start with the easier part, the backend. So what does the backend do? Right now, the backend, start the project. So this is a API only backend I've created very easily with Ruby on Rails. And here we are going to have we start with the controller because that's the starting point. Our API, we have document up controller. So I've called it document because file is already a reserved word for Ruby, but not only Ruby, but a lot of different frameworks and technology. They use file quite often. So first and foremost, we are going to have, like you can see here, I'm just going to increase my font a little bit. Here I'm getting all the documents, and I'm also, so it works. I could also use a scope. A scope is just a context that I can give. I write the code once and I can use it a lot of place. And here I can create. So this is the interesting part. We are going to create a file. We are just going to create a document actually. A document is a model. I will come to it in a moment. And we will check if, let's go to the document first. So what is the document model? A model is a representation of a real world object, or like right now we are uploading a file which is virtual actually, but we are representing the file, or right now we've called it a document because actually in this project I've not mentioned it, but we can simply use any type of document. So what are we doing right now is some basic validation. So we inherit from the application Rico, which is on Ruby on Rails. We validate the different properties. We need path is we need it. We need so these are all required actually. When say presents are required, we want extension as well. And for the checksum, it should be unique though. That's the whole point, because we are going to check on the checkpoint, and by default, by design, it is unique. It is done to be unique for a file. It's one value that you do to check if, for example, a file is authentic. So here we are just going to get where we are going to retrieve all the documents where the checksum matches with a value that you put here. So this is just initializing a document here, like you see, and we are going to check if the document, all the documents, is if any of the documents exists when we pass this one's checksum. So like you've seen, we're just going to pass it. And then if it's going to be the case, we are going to save it. So the algorithm that I've used to determine the check file is to get the checksum or to save it is the built-in digest SHA-256 hex digest. So irrespective of the framework that you're using, they have their own way to build a checksum based on the path of the file, the folder, or even a string, so it doesn't even matter. So if it's all valid, it will create it. If there's some errors, it will just go return the errors. And here we have our argues all. We need to permit the parameters because anything that comes from the front shouldn't be trusted. So here are just some things that I've added. I'm saving the file, for example. I've checked that indeed there are some. I'm using a guard clause, and here I'm just raising an error. If there is not a file, if there's some errors, I'll raise it and I log it. And also here, I try to put a unique name. This actually was suggested to me by Copilot. So yeah, it can be good even if I want to upload documents with the same name. But right now that's not going to be the case because we are going to check it first. So this is a bit how the backend works. I'm nothing much as far as I'm concerned. Just getting the API here and saving, that's it. So let's go on the front end. The font is a bit small. Let me just rectify this. So let's start with right now for this Angular task. What I've done is very basic. A good drop of water. I just created an Angular application, and in fact just use the default app one. I've not even created smaller components, which is the recommended way to do it. So don't do like that. I will just go what I did. And, so right now, let me also have a quick glance on the technology itself. So right now we are using Angular, and this is Angular 16. So Angular 16 is still using Zone.js, I think. So nothing to be incredible thinking of, like nothing to be going out of the common, because there is another technology called Signal that is going to replace this. But this is out of the scope of today's work, today's presentation. So I've added Tailwind CSS and I added Flowby, so you can check it out. Tailwind CSS really helps writing the code, and nothing pretty much. I start with the app module and just HTTP client. So just going quickly through the app. So right now we have the main container. We have everything that's single app, which is not recommended. So basically, we have the header, we have the toast. I've done most of the thing using CSS itself via Tailwind. So you have the section. Here we upload it. Like you can say, indeed, there are quite a few classes, but everything is here itself. So it saves context switching. You have everything. You have your design, like you're writing your CSS code just in front of yourself, and your template is similarly. So you don't need, let's say you have two different files. It might be problematic, but not always, of course. Especially if you have a big applications, then you need to open a lot of files, and that's not interesting. Some of this type of practice, some people call it shotgun surgery. That is, you need to change a lot of places. And we have the file upload here, and then dynamically, we are writing the table, and here we are going to dynamically populate it. And the interesting part comes here. So I've created a component, and from the components, I've also used some interface. So this is good practice, and good practice, especially in object-oriented programming. You have your interface that you can switch depending on classes, composition over inheritance, like we say. This is basic callbook, textbook. Just initialize this and upload the file as well. So here I'm just going to get the files to be displayed. I'm going to upload the files. So this is very boilerplate code. It's available everywhere. Nothing extraordinary. Just that you want to use this structure when you use subscription with Angular, and you have to have your next and your error. So if there's an error, I put the error name, and otherwise here I'll check the status. If I have this status, I'm going to say that, like you saw is in the demo, it's only that. So that's it. Maybe here I'll just show you the file that I've created. And it's as simple as that. No CSS as you've seen, because I'm using Tailwind and the Flowbyte in particular. So here you are, a small application, and I'm going to be using it. I'm going to publish this video quite soon after the developer festival. So have a nice day.